Divorced men and women have read it. What was the final straw? Man, do I have a story for you. I received a phone call from my sister one night. She was crying so profusely that I could hardly understand what she was saying. I could hear a loud commotion in the background, and she was trying not to speak loudly. Apparently, my dad's friend came over to the house and asked if he could speak to my mom outside, alone. My dad and sister were inside the house, and he goes to her, saying that when Mom comes back inside, she's going to be very angry, and there's going to be a lot of screaming. But whatever happens, he wanted to let my sister know that he still loves her. Mom came back inside, and sure enough, chaos ensues. Apparently my dad had been banging this guy's wife for 8 years. Not only that, he had also been sleeping with multiple women for close to 16 years. My parents were married for close to 27 years. Then, the story gets more interesting. So, my mom gave him one last chance. I don't know why, but they started going to therapy, marriage counseling, the works. My mom gets news that she has early stage 3 breast cancer. My whole family is incredibly supportive for my mother during this time. Both my sisters went and got pink ribbon tattoos in support of her battle. Then, one day, while I was working, I got a phone call that my mother was in the hospital and the doctor did not know if she was going to make it. My dad was severely against me flying back home, saying she was going to be fine. It was going to be a waste of money for Mai to come back, blah, blah, blah. Then my sister called me that night and said Mom wanted me home. I flew home on the next available flight and made it to the hospital early in the morning. I was not prepared to see the shell of a person that my mother had become because of the chemotherapy. I was in town until she made it out of the hospital, which thankfully was only a week. During that time, I stayed with my mom. She would constantly make stabbing, bitchy remarks at my dad while he sat next to her. Honestly, he was acting like a dick to my sisters and myself. Constantly asking if we were going to be at the hospital, where we were sleeping for the night, just trying to keep tabs on us the whole time. It was surreal for me to see my parents act like this, especially while she was dying. Out of time, like for part 2,